Did we just see a samurai goon? What? What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Reports. Today I bring you an anime review of Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, episode 4. Man, the bar and the hype for this series just keeps going up and up and up and up every week, as this episode was even better than last week's. And I'm just genuinely excited to see it every week because it's just that good. Now I'll say it once again. Yes, it is better than Attack on Titan. I didn't have any expectations for this series. I was just going to watch it. I wasn't even sure if I was going to review it. And boy, am I glad that it blew my expectations out the water, as this is one of the best series of the season and quite a long time as well. And it's original, so somebody's putting this all together and just blowing our socks off with this series every week. So with that being said, let's get down to the breakdown. We start off with Mume being faced down by the people outside because she killed that lady that was pregnant, but that lady was also a Kabane. And Mume is trying to explain that it was nothing she can do for her. The lady was a Kabane and the kid was tainted as well, so either way they were pretty much gonna die. While she's facing that outside, back on the train we have Ikoma, who's attacking Ayame right now because he's bloodthirsty from the Kabane side taking him over. However, he's knocked to his senses by Kurusu, and once he comes back to, he's kind of surprised at what went on. He's like, did I really try to harm Ayane right now? He's genuinely shocked about what he tried to do, as everybody is rightfully in fear of him right now, even more so than they already were. While this is going on outside, the people are rushing to the train to try to get to them safety, as they are faced down by an entire forest of goons right now. Goons, just goons to the left and right. It's too many for them to even think about standing in one spot. So they're rushing to the train and trying to get to their destination. While this is going on as well, the people decide to lock Mume and Ikoma in the back of the train again because they even have more fear of them now. To kind of lower the fear level, or at least to the very least that they can, for the people on the train who are already scared shitless right now. Ayane, I'm going to clap it up for her. She's turning out to be a way better character than I thought she was. I thought she was just going to be like a useless damsel in distress, or the type of princess who's just there trying to achieve some type of goal, really one-dimensional. But she is a very well-written character, as people are actually blaming her for what's going on by saying, you let these Kabaneri on the train, so what's happening to us right now is your fault. And she kind of feels a little bit of responsibility for it after what Ikoma did. But what she does is she decides to give up control of the train to one of the civilians by saying, I have no right to be over you people with this type of decision, so you can take the train. However, these idiots decide to go towards a different area than when they're initially going, which would be faster for them to get to the Shogun's destination, which is heavily guarded. However, Ayane says that by going this way, we're going to lose the advantage, as a Kabaneri can take us from the high ground. So just as that's going on, sure enough, here comes a goon of Kabaneris coming from the top, getting ready to take everybody out, or Kabanes rather, getting ready to take everybody out, coming from the top. And it is here that we get our first real menace of the series in the form of a samurai Kabane. And not only a samurai Kabane, he is a Kabane that is full aware of what he's doing. He has a fighting style. He's turning people to mincemeat. He's dodging gunfire. And this brings up a really good theory with me right now, because I think at some point it's either going to be a Kabaneri that's just straight up evil and probably making these things, or they're going to get to the point where they can evolve and become even worse than they already are. They're already strong, they're already fast, and they're already smart. You're already screwed if you run into these things. So our train is being overrun by right now with this goon heading away, and this is the most trouble we've seen them in the entire series. Even more danger is ahead, as well, as Mume is beginning to get weak from the excessive fighting and the lack of not getting blood right now. While this is going on, the people are so scared of what's going on with the Kabaneri and the Kabane that they even think about trying to unlatch the train and just letting them go on their own. So with that being said, these people are stupid. I mean, everything that the Kabaneri has done as far as Ikoma and Yane, Mume, everything that they've done, even Yane too, because she's been sticking her neck out, everything that everybody's doing to save them, they're still looking at everybody in a scared light and not realizing what's going on, that everything is being done for them. These people are putting their necks out for them and they can trust them, but they're just wrapped with so much fear that they don't know what's good for them at this point. That kind of irritates me about things. But in the meantime, we also get a little bit of backstory on this goon, this dual wielding samurai goon that's outside, as well as Mume calls it a Wasatori. So I'm assuming it's probably an A class. I'm sure this isn't the peak of what we've seen, but to see the type of destruction that this monster caused this episode, if it's something higher than that, I don't know what to think. I mean, everyone's gonna have to step their game up to stop these things, because this one samurai alone was taking out pretty much the entire train. So with our Kabaneri being divided and everybody else is on the train pretty much getting wrecked, Mume decides that they should go to the high ground and try to take out some of the monsters on top so they can make the pass easier for them to go through under the train, so they won't be stopped and they can get through clearly. Meanwhile, when that's going on at the bottom, Kurusu decides to go back and get his sword, and he goes to work. I mean, I didn't like this dude at first, but he got that samurai sword and he was going in this episode, as we just get fantastic music throughout the whole thing. This and Boku no Hero I'm really going to have to get the soundtracks for, because they are phenomenal. So up top, you got Ikoma and Mume taking things out up top. On the bottom, you got Kurusu going in like a samurai. You even got Ayane out there on the front lines as she vows to protect the people on the train, and she's going in with a mechanical bow and arrow trying to stop these monsters from taking over the train. At the bottom, Kurusu finally meets up with the samurai goon, and he's doing his best. He is doing this good job to try to take this thing out. However, he tries to strike the samurai in his heart, and his sword is broken, causing him to get ran through, and he's out the game right now. He's to the side. Meanwhile, up top, Mume is tired. She can't continue anymore. She's completely spent herself out and goes to sleep. She leaves the rest of the battle into the hands of Ikoma, who fights forward until he can get to the front of the train where everyone else is. Everybody's worried right now, but Kurusu actually musters up enough strength to distract the samurai long enough for Ikoma to come down and plead for blood. However, no one is listening to him right now because, again, they're completely scared of him. However, Ayane decides to go up top and offer her blood to Ikoma and says, I will give you my blood in exchange that you fight for us. So while the monster's being distracted by Kurusu, Ikoma drinks Ayane's blood and he comes down beastly. He actually does a takedown on the samurai monster while it's distracted, taking him out with his railgun. So you get some teamwork between Kurusu and Ikoma. And once that is finally done, the people have finally decided to accept the Kabaneri onto the train and as their allies, finally, after everything they've done for them. And now everybody is deciding to go to their destination with an army as well as two very powerful Kabaneri on their side, and they even offer to give their blood to them. Everybody on the Ayane's crew will willingly give them blood when they need it to keep their hunger enticed, and so they can use them and fight with them against the Kabaneri as they speed towards their destination. Phenomenal episode, and that was the end. So let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments. I absolutely loved it. What do you think? More importantly, what do you think is coming up in the future? Again, if this samurai was that sentient, I would hate to see what they have coming ahead. And again, it has to be either a scientist or somebody that's pulling the strings. Whenever you're dealing with something like this, it's definitely somebody in the background pulling the strings, probably creating these things, or it may have got out of control. Hell, the last boss may even be a Kabaneri. I'm really looking forward to see that. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Be sure to join me tomorrow for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 as I bring you that review. I might be a little bit late, but then again, it could be at the same time, as your boy's going to see Civil War, so I might be too hyped for that. Also, I'm going to cover Civil War on Imperfect Geniuses along with Chuckie Jay, and Just in case you don't know what that is, I'll have the link in the bottom of the description. I am part of the Born to Be Different podcast, the B2BD podcast, and we bring you not only a scout report, which is a part of that, we also have Imperfect Geniuses with myself and Chuckie Jay, which bring you all the comic book news that you need, as well as the entertainment news that's going on. Also join us for In Our Opinion with 4 fabulous guys that I have the honor to know all my life. They bring you top 10s, entertainment news, sports news, classic movie breakdowns, wherever you have a feel for. Also join Chuckie Jay and Miguel, who also hooked me up with the intro for MC2 Gaming, where they bring you all the gaming news that you need. And again, we are everywhere that you can have eyes or ears on. We're on YouTube, we're on podcast, Podbean, we're on Google Play, we're on SoundCloud, we're on Stitcher, we're on RSS, we're on everything that you need. Just look up B2BD Podcast, and that stands for Born to Be Different Podcast. And we hope to see you guys soon, and come on and join us. If you liked anything I had to say in the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as I bring you guys content almost daily right now, especially with this hype spring season that we got, and the summer looks to be even better. So that's all I have for the Scout Report today. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So on that note, it's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.